Hello there, weight loss surgery family. I am coming at you here at week number 50, and I am feeling better this week, so I'm going to try not to make this a 28-minute video. Whenever I pushed stop on last week's video, I nearly fainted. I could not believe. If I would have had to guess, I would have said that was a 12-minute video. But anyways, that was 28 minutes of all of our lives. And so I have this goal that we'll keep it at half that or less. So like I said, I'm feeling better. I think that I identified what part of the problem was for sure. I have this thing where I am always looking to the future. And sometimes I'm not really in the moment. And my husband first brought this up when we was celebrating our 10th anniversary. We went to Ireland for a couple of weeks. And the entire time I was taking pictures and videos, and I was basically seeing Ireland through a lens. And my husband said, "You've got to stop this." He's like, "You just need to enjoy where we're at and what we're doing." And I said, "Well, I love it so much that I want to feel like, even when we go home, I want to be able to look back on the pictures and videos and feel like we're still there." And so, that was my way of experiencing it. But part of me regrets that, part of me thinks I could have been more in the moment. And so it's something I think about more. I've thought about more over the last few years. And so what I mean by that is I was getting so overwhelmed the last few weeks, thinking about forever, thinking about having this challenge to maintain my weight forever, to be on this weight loss journey forever. And I was thinking, I'm just not going to be able to do it. There's just no way. But I think that just taking it a day at a time is all we can do in this specific aspect of life, dealing with obesity, because it's never going to go away. We are going to have to deal with it forever, but just one day at a time. If we can win one battle, if we can win more battles than we lose, then we'll be successful. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. And to help me with that, I've thought of a few strategies, which I'll talk about. But how about my stats? I'm Rachel. I am 34 years old. I'm 6 foot tall. My high weight was 363 pounds, a BMI of 51. That was from 2009 to 2010. I pretty much maintained that high weight. Anyways, my surgery weight, I had surgery on July the 6th, 2017, weighing 319 pounds or a BMI of 45. And I beat obesity, and it went into remission January the 11th of 2018. And my current weight as of today is 182 pounds. So that's 2 pounds down from last week. And I don't think anything happens by coincidence. So I'm just gonna throw this out there, that I don't think it's any coincidence that just by chance that me and Foodie Turned Sleevey, we weigh the same today. And I think that we would be an excellent advertisement for some big gym. And I don't know if you've ever seen these advertisements, but you see a really fit girl or a guy, and you see a really fat, so it's fat versus fit. And I would be the fat one and she would be the fit one, because she looks so thin and fit because she is so fit. And that's really what my new focus needs to be. I haven't really broken a good sweat in quite some time. I pretty much walk a 5K 5 days a week, pushing a stroller. Most of it's uphill, but even though that might have been really challenging for me, about a year ago, it's really not anymore. And I haven't even considered that. I've just been basically doing the same thing over and over again. It's enjoyable. I download your YouTube videos and I listen to them. My son likes being outside as I push him in the stroller, and that's just kind of our thing. But I could definitely increase my fitness, and I think that needs to be my new strategy. Is even if I could just set a small goal, like this is going to seem silly to most of you, especially like foodie turned sleevey training for a triathlon, but you got to start somewhere. So I was thinking, even if I could just run a mile, I could run about a mile last November, but over the winter time I kind of let that go and I stopped even trying. But if I could run a mile in a decent time, that would be a really good first goal. My sister has asked me to join in some 5K races, and then she even wants to do a half marathon and then a full marathon. Like, that's never really crossed my mind, but she really wants us to do it together. And just for the sake of our togetherness, I might consider that someday if I was a better runner, which seems impossible now, but anyways, that's something I'm thinking about. And as far as food goes for the week, I've been doing alternate day fasting this last week, and I've decided, even though my headspace is better and I'm not using fasting as any kind of punishment, and I'm not saying those mean things to myself this week, I decided that alternate day fasting is really not good for me, because the first day of fasting is always hard for me, but day 2, it gets easier, and by day 3, it's 50 or 75% easier. But doing this alternate day fasting, I make it through a day. It's almost like I'm starting a race, and in the allotted amount of time, I can't make it to the finish line. And so rather than just stopping for the day and starting at that point, the next morning I get up and I go back to the beginning and I try to run the race. But every day I can't get to the finish line, and I just do the same thing. I start all over. It's just so hard. And my mother, God bless her heart, her love language is food. I don't know why they forgot to print that in the book, but that's definitely it. And so she's tried to be so nice since I had surgery, and I was fasting yesterday, and I came in from work, and she said, "Look, I made you this steak," and she had made me this giant, medium rare steak, and I wanted to eat it so bad. It was almost more than I could take, but I just decided, that I could eat that tomorrow or the next day, but I decided that I just repeated to myself, success takes sacrifice, success takes sacrifice. And since I'm trying really hard to reach my goal over the next month, of course I wanted to reach it by my surgery, but I also don't think it's any coincidence that Force set the challenge to lose 5 kilos in 5 weeks, since that's exactly how much weight I need to lose. And that's a reasonable amount of time. I do think that is possible. So I'm happy to be doing that challenge with a lot of you, and I love seeing your success and how motivated you are. I like seeing all of you finding your way and what works for you. I definitely draw something from everything that you're researching, everything that you're trying. And I heard a quote, and I've been thinking about that, and it said that choice is the bridge between where we are and where we want to be. And so I'm going to try to make the best choices I can over the next month to get to where I want to be. And I'm just happy to be taking some of the focus off of just the scale and thinking a little bit more about fitness. I'm not going to say I'm going to go crazy with that goal. I'm just saying maybe I'll just work towards that like 3 days a week. And I feel like that's a commitment that I can make to myself and that I can keep. And as far as my diet goes, I'm going to commit to fasting more days than I'm eating. So I'm going to commit to fasting over the next few weeks, 3 or 4 days out of the week. If I fast for 3 days and then I eat for 2 days, that's fine. If I fast for 4 days and then eat for 2 or 3 days, that's fine. It doesn't have to be anything consecutive, but I want to fast more days than I feast, because that's the whole thought process behind Dr. Fung's therapeutic fasting. And so, anyways, we are coming up at the 10-minute mark, a little bit over. I'm actually watching the clock this time. And so I'm going to say goodbye and wish you all a good week, and just say that if you keep God on your mind and in your heart, you'll always be successful. Bye, guys.